Hey Android fans, this is Eric from hollywoodfrodo.com with another Android app and Android accessory review. Today I'm going to be talking to you about this, which is a Bluetooth WorldPenScan. So what does that do? I'll tell you in a moment. Before I get to that, just want to remind you that this review is sponsored by andytags.com, which is the best place on the internet to get really cool NFC stickers and NFC tags to use with your Android phone that has NFC. And most of the new Android phones have it. So head on over to andytags.com. You can find out all about NFC, what it is, what it does, why it's cool, and you can also pick up some really cool Android themed tags and keychains. Anyway, getting to the WorldPenScan Bluetooth model, this is basically a handheld scanner. It's like a pen, you hold it and you can scan stuff with it. And it has a really cool Android app to make good use of it with your Android phone or tablet. So let's head on over to my phone and I'm going to power this baby up and show you how it works. Alright, so I have the WorldPenScan Bluetooth device app up on my Android phone. I also have my WorldPenScan Bluetooth device. As you can see, it's handheld, fits nice in your hand. The little arrow here on the end helps to guide you with the words. The gap at the end is pretty wide, and you might think that it would get mixed up and get two sentences at one time, or not be able to pick what sentence you want. But it does a great job. You use that arrow to help guide you, and it does a great job. This is a button here on the end that helps to that indicates when you're you're about to scan something and that you're scanning. And then there's a button on the top here which can send signals to your Android phone, as well as is used to start it, turn it on, turn it off, and also to pair. So I need to turn my Bluetooth on my device. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to select the WorldPenScan. And we're going to turn that off. And we're going to go into, if you click the little Bluetooth button, then it works to pair with your WorldPenScan. And you can see it's now paired. The button is nice and shiny and indicates that it is on. And then you have these options up here: dictionary, translation, and data input. The best use for this that I have found is the data input, not the only use, and I'll show you the others too, but this one is good. So we're going to do data input, and you can select what language you want to input. It has a lot of different languages you can choose from. Obviously I'm speaking English because that's the language I know, and that's the language we're going to do right now, English. So I'm going to set that here on the side, and I'm going to pick up my Bluetooth pen, and I'm going to scan this first sentence. When you press the pen against the paper, this button presses, and that indicates that it's ready to go. And you see the light come on, and you scan across the page, just like that. Now you can just go right to the next line, but I want to show you that it actually works. And if I hold this up to you, so you can see it once it focuses in. Hopefully it will focus in. There we go. You're cordially invited to attend the annual membership meeting, which will be held at the... Now as you can see, there is a typographical error in meeting. It has an N. So you do get a little typos here and there. But overall, you know, I just scanned right across that sentence, and it did a great job. And you can just go and go and go. So I can go to the next line and scan across, and then I can go to the next line and scan across, and then I can go to the next line and scan across, and then I can stop. And you'll see when I come up here and focus in that it scanned all of that information and did a great job. got all the way to the end without any problem. So it's pretty cool. When you're ready to start a new line, you click this button on the top, you click that, and that sends a signal that tells them you're now starting a new paragraph or a new line. So I did the new line, and you'll see it started on a new line. So it's as you can see, you can scan stuff pretty quickly. You will have to go back in and do little edits, but still, it's pretty good. If you hit the speaker button, then it will attempt to speak the text for you. Or not. Well, it definitely does it on a single word, but I guess on the full input, it's not doing it. If you hit that button, it copies it to the clipboard, so you can put it into another program for editing. If you hit that button, you will clear it all and start over. We'll click no for now. If you click the file button, that's to open an existing file or save, so you can save this file. And then of course there's the share button, so you can share the entire text. Like if you wanted to send this over to a computer, you could do this and then send it through Gmail or whatever way to get it to your computer to then spell check and edit and that kind of stuff. So that's the scanning. That's the scanning feature. Save information. No. We're going to go to dictionary now, and you'll see dictionary. Right now I have English to Spanish, so you can go over one word. So as you can see, it did get that word, and then it gives you a Spanish definition of that word. So you can choose whatever you could recognize, Spanish or French or Chinese or Korean, any of the languages here, and then you can translate to any of the languages that you want to translate to. So that also could be useful. So that's just for one definition, and then you can also switch. See here, you can go to Google, and it'll Google the word, or Wikipedia, or YouTube. So several options there. And then if you go to translation, you can translate from one language to another language. So we're going to go from English to Spanish. And I'm also going to use a different thing. I'm going to use this little instruction guide. And the reason I'm using this is because this typing is so tiny that you would think there's no way that this would work. Because these are like those guides that come with electronic equipment. But they do this pen does a really good job, even though, as you could probably see, there's a lot of text inside of that information. So as you can see, it got the text more or less. I'm not exactly holding it the best way because I'm doing this around a camera, but it did get it fairly well even with that, and then it translated it into Spanish. So that's kind of a cool feature. Once you do that, you have all the same buttons up here that you had before that you can use to share or save the file. So that's how that goes. If you hit the menu button, you have different settings. You can input voice or voice record to record voice, and then you can stop when you're through. And you can save that to a file. I'm not going to use that though. And you can go into settings, and you can change whether it's going to be right-handed or left-handed, pronounced after scanning, autosave, if you want it to recognize Hong Kong characters, how you want it to sort things, and then you can also back up and restore. And then you can select on the button action, you can decide what the button does. Like I said, with the translation, the button's used for one thing, with the dictionary another thing, with data input, it lets it know that you want a next line. You can also use it to insert a space or to clear or to connect to the voice input. So it's very customizable in that way. Now, one thing that I have talked to the creators of this pretty cool product about is having this as an input option anywhere you input information in Android, and that's something they are looking into. So right now you can only use it inside of this app, and then you can copy it and then paste it somewhere else, but they are looking into setting it up so that perhaps it will actually be an input method, so that you could be inside of an email and select this as your input method and then scan it into the email, or a lot of other things you could do. But that's the WorldPenScan Bluetooth model. Very cool, especially if this is something that you would use, something that you would need. It works pretty darn well, and like I said, definitely something that I've been impressed with compared to other similar products. So you might want to check it out. The Bluetooth model of WorldPenScan. As you can see, pretty cool product. Could be useful depending on what you do, what you use your phone for, but especially if you have a lot of information that you need to scan into your phone, or if you're for some reason coming across printed materials in another language that you need to get translated, then also really good for that. And it's a cool product. You can pick it up at Amazon. I'm going to have a link below in the description of the video, so feel free to click that link to head on over to Amazon and check these out, and maybe pick one up for yourself. If you like this review, please click the like button. If you know anyone who would find it interesting, then please share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions, you can post them below. I'll do my best to answer them. And that's about it. Until next time, this is Eric reminding you that your Android phone is only going to be as good as you make it.